Spurs fans, our Spurs are making moves, and I don't think they're done yet.
Go Spurs, go, 'cause the Giants stink.
What is up, San Antonio Spurs fans? Welcome to TSR Sports. Hope you're having a great day, and huge trade for our Spurs. Well, yeah, a big trade for the Spurs last night, plus free agent, plus the draft, and we're seeing the team change and get molded. And these moves that the Spurs are making might not be the big, splashy Kevin Durant type of moves, but they are filling areas of need. It's an article from Air Alamo that I want to catch the back end of the article talking about the recent moves. Front court depth and shooting were at the top of the Silver and Black's needs list heading into the offseason. They've addressed it while clearing the logjam at guard. Let's be honest, there wasn't going to be much time for Blake Wesley, and Malachi Branham. Probably not. But once a Spur, always a Spur. Thank you for the memories. Correct me if I'm wrong, Spurs fans. But didn't Malachi Branham poster LeBron a year ago? So yeah, they had some big moments in the court. They had some rough moments too, but thank you for being here. Thank you for the time. Wish those first round picks would have worked out. They didn't. 2022 draft is not looking great now, but let's not look at the past. Look forward. Not going to be much time because we have De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper, and Devin Vassell eating up the minutes. The Spurs will be able to put several lineups on the floor around Wemby. They may not be done conducting business, but right now, San Antonio has a deep group they can rotate throughout each game. And here's the current roster right now, guys. After the trade, after the free agent signing of Luke, whose contract, by the way, I've said it before, sending in brilliant, Brian Wright, De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper. I know a lot of you may want him gone, but Devin Vassell's part of the team. Carter Bryant, who I think he's going to spend a lot of time in Austin to start the season. We'll see what happens after that. Calvin Johnson, Julian Champagnie, Harrison Barnes, Jeremy Sohan, Kelly Olynyk, and Luke Cornett, and our franchise, Victor Wembanyama. I want to talk about real quick, I see some jokes or comments about great moves by the Spurs, but they still have Kelvin and Devin on the roster. I don't know what's going to happen with those guys moving forward. Devin's contract does concern me, or his performance related to his contract. That being said, if the Spurs are going to move on from them at some point, I would love to see the Spurs make the playoffs this year and at least have those guys get one playoff run with our team. They've only been part of the losing San Antonio Spurs, and I'd like to have them enjoy being part of the winning San Antonio Spurs, even if only for one season. So hoping the best for them, whether they stay, go, whatever happens in the future. But I'm excited. The roster is taking shape. There's some three-point shooting, there's some size, there's rim protection, there's some rebounding. We've got youth, we've got vets. Let's get back to the article. It's uncommon to see such a coach actually deploy in 12-man rotation. No, not all 12 of those guys are going to play. So it's likely that there'll be nights that someone is left on the outside looking in. I agree 100%. One thing is for sure. Coach Mitch Johnson has been given quite a bit to work with. There will be answers to most problems somewhere on the roster if everyone takes the summer seriously and steps up their game for the coming season. I'm betting they will, and the Spurs not trading away any of their core guys let you know that they're counting on the same. We're seeing the work put in by Stephon Castle with the guard whisper. We're seeing the work put in by Jeremy Sohan. Wemby's doing his thing, being a ninja or a monk or whatever. It looks like the guys are doing their work. I'm excited for this season, Spurs fans. I got to tell you, not only excited for the season, but for this offseason, because I don't think we're done. Out of the 12 players you saw on the webpage there, we have 3 open roster spots. 3. What are they going to do with them? Are they going to maybe call somebody up from Austin? Or not Austin, from the Summer League? Or call up a 2-way contract might be a better way to word it. Could they call up Riley Minix? Looked good for not having played since January last night. How about David Jones-Garcia, who went off again last night? We lost 2 guards in this trade. We could certainly wouldn't hurt to bring a guard-sized player in. Or Spurs fans, is there I keep using my left hand. I guess because Wemmy's got the gauntlet on there right now. I know this looks a little cheesy and the proportions are off, but yeah. Or is there another trade or trades coming? I don't think the Spurs are trying to rush the rebuild right now, but they're checking some boxes. Like Cornett and Olynyk. You may not move the needle for some of you, and I've seen it somewhere like, that's all we got, big deal. But Spurs fans, we needed size. Check. With both. 3-point shooting. Check with Olynyk. Maybe Luke, if he decides to shoot the 3 ball again. And then veterans. Check. With both. Be excited, Spurs fans. Be excited. We have some amazing, incredible young talent on this roster. Wemby. Castle. probably Harper. I'm going to have faith Harper's going to be the player they wanted to be, and others that are now surrounded by quite a few vets and 2 former NBA champions. I know it's been a while, but Harrison Barnes has a ring, and so does Luke Cornett. I really, really like where the team is going, and it doesn't feel rushed either. We've seen teams make the bit like the Rockets. The Rockets are a good comparison. Naturally, in-state rivals, some Spurs fans are comparing what the Rockets are doing to what we're doing. Like the Rockets traded for Kevin Durant. They're making all these moves. The Rockets went into win now mode. Kevin Durant's window is, 2 to 3 years? Maybe 4. We'll see. I mean, he's a shooter, so who knows? Maybe he'll pull a Tom Brady and play until he's 45, but we'll say his realistic window of being a top scorer in the NBA is probably about 2 to 3 years, barring any injuries or setbacks. The Rockets are all in now. They're making the moves to win now. And when KD retires, that's going to leave a big hole in the roster scoring-wise. The Spurs are adding small parts in additions to their young core. That we have not given up any of our young core yet with any of the trades or anything that's happened over this last year. They're not building to win for 2 or 3 years. They're slowly building, some of you like the word, some of you might not like this word, a dynasty. That's anything less, in my opinion, would be a little bit disappointing with Wemby. This is a franchise player. This is a player that's probably going to be a top 5, top 3, number 1 player in the NBA in the next few years. And I really feel like we're building something special around him. We still have to have a little bit of patience. We're not winning a championship next season, as great as that would be, but we're putting pieces in place to be better next season. And we've got our young guys that are going to develop, but we're also putting pieces in place that won't hamstring us over the next years. Olenek is on an expiring contract, so the Spurs could part ways with him after the year, or they could re-sign him for less, or maybe trade him at the All-Star break. Who knows? Cornette's contract, which descends, partially guaranteed in the 3rd year. Nothing guaranteed in the 4th year. When Wemby's big old contract's up, his rookie extension in effect, Brian Wright and the front office are making moves, and I think they're planning long term. It has not been perfect. I'm not going to sit here and blow smoke up your butt and say it has. Wesley and Branham were bad picks. Well, I don't want to say bad. There were better players there. Walker Kessler would be amazing. So yes, they were not great picks. They were 2 guards. We're in a guard-heavy team. The Joshua Primo pick, which other guard was, that 2021 draft was just a total waste. And yes, some of the picks that the team has made have been obvious, like drafting Wemby, but yes, they're doing things wrong in spots, but they're also doing things right. And instead of focusing on 2021 and 22, pre-Wemby, on what Brian Wright missed on, I like what he's doing moving forward. I really do. There's question marks going into next season. Mitch is probably the biggest question mark I have. I'm worried as a rookie coach how well he'll do. But maybe with Wemby, a healthy Wemby, with all the Infinity Gems, it won't matter who's coaching because he's going to be that good. He's going to carry this team to the playoffs alongside with Stephon Castle and De'Aaron Fox and others. I'm rambling. I love the direction of the team. And I'm sorry Malachi and Blake, had to go, but they weren't getting minutes. They weren't. I sincerely wish them well in Washington and hope they get minutes and maybe become the players that they weren't going to give them the opportunity or just couldn't become in San Antonio. So thank you, Malachi and Blake. Kelly, I watched the video on that thing with the shoulder with Kevin Love. I see why some of you say he was a dirty player. Hopefully that is the sentence, though. He was. Hopefully he doesn't bring any kind of shenanigans to the Spurs. Plays hard. Maybe brings a little nasty, but nothing that's going to make you scratch your head and go, oh, that's not Spursy. So that's all I got. I'm rambling. Guys, how excited are you about the offseason so far? Adding Dylan Harper, Carter Bryant, Luke Cornett, and Kelly Olenek. Are you excited about what's going to happen in the future? What do you think is going to happen? Who else are we going to pursue? I don't think we have a lot of space for free agents, so if we're going to maybe bring up some of the guys that are on 2-way contracts, who would you bring up? Would you bring up Riley? Would you bring up Harrison, who's been struggling in Summer League? David Jones-Garcia? Are you already like, that dude's got to make the roster? I've seen enough. I don't know. That's all I got, Spurs fans. Drop a comment down below. Hit the subscribe, support the channel, subscribe, become part of our awesome Spurs community. Thank you, and as always, go Spurs, go.
Go Spurs, go, 'cause the Giants stink.
Forgot to mention it. 50 wins. Call them 50 wins. 50 and 32 next season. 50.